Okay.
Yes. Let's start the topic.
Yes.
Uh, as today we are going to discuss about the network policies. Any idea you guys have about network policies, Manish?
No idea.
Okay, let me tell you now. See, let's say you have two namespaces, okay? And by default, you are using network policy, okay, in SDN, okay? What does this means? You have three types. One is subnet, one is multi-tenant. Tell me, Ashish, what we mean by the subnet, multi-tenant, and network policy. We have discussed this in the previous session. Okay, Manish, Nagy.
We require IP range,
No.
port number to allow service.
Mhm. Manish, you said.
Come again. What is the query?
What do you mean by subnet, multi-tenant, and network policy?
Okay, network policy is basically whatever the default network जो आपके दो, if you have a two project is communicating to each other, by default it's disabled. If you want to allow these two pod or two containers with from the different projects, then you have to update your or add your required configuration in the network policy. Okay, in the
Yes.
subnet
All the pods of all the projects can communicate to each other.
correct, by default is communicating to each other, so we cannot edit the subnet part, right? So
Yes.
multi-tenant is basically
It will restrict every project pod to communicate with
correct.
other project pod.
So it's restrict the project multi-tenant, or we can say tenant communication, restrict the
Yes.
tenant communication.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, let's say by default your OpenShift is using network policy. Okay, so let's say you have created project A and you have created project B. Okay, let's say there are two pods, pod 1, pod 2. Okay, and there are also two pods, pod 1 and pod 2. Okay, now if you want your pods to be connecting to the pod which is present inside project P, then what you need to do, you need to create a network policy over here. Let's say I want to allow this particular pod to communicate to this particular pod. Then what I need to create, guys? I need to create a network policy inside this project. So the kind will be what? Network policy. Have you got it, guys, till here? Hello.
Kind
Cannot
network policy is one of the
It
operator,
is.
right? But we can say that one of the operator.
No, yeah. No, not operator is also a custom resource actually. You can say it operator. Okay, it is by default resource available in the Kubernetes. Clear?
Right. This is a default operator, right? You can call it as a default operator.
Yeah, default resource you can say. Okay.
Okay, default resource. Yes.
So you need to create this particular network policy. Now, so managing network policies. Now, network policies allows you, guys, can you mute yourself too? Like there is a background voice. Nice. Network policies allows you to configure isolation policies for individual pods. Okay. And network policies do not require administrative privileges, giving developers more control over application in their projects. Means if you are the admin of a project, you can also create a network policy for that project. Clear? Now you can use network policies to create logical zones in the SDN that map to your organization network zones. The benefit of this approach is that the location of running pods becomes irrelevant because network policies allows you to segregate traffic regardless of where it originates. Okay. Now, how you can create network policies? Now see, what we mean by this command. In this command, we are trying to apply a label on a namespace. Now, in the OpenShift, namespace is something like project. Clear? So we are trying to apply a label on a namespace which is named as network 1. And what label we are trying to apply? Name equal to network 1. Okay. This command, are you clear, guys?
OC label namespace network one name network one.
So we are trying to apply a label on a namespace which is named as network one. Okay.
Namespace is OC label minus n is equal to network one, right? Is that?
Yeah.
Minus n is equal to network one, and the name, and we are giving the name of the namespace is called as a network one. Is it?
Yes. Name of the namespace is network one, and what label we are trying to apply? Key is name and the value is network one. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It is the same command as you apply the label on OC label node1.kushal.com disk equal to SSD. Same
Okay.
command.
So now
OC
we are
label
OC label on the
namespace.
network level.
Yes, we are trying to apply a label on a namespace. Okay.
Oh, the namespace. Okay.
Now, so the following example describes network policies that allows communication between the network 1 and network 2 namespaces. The following network policies apply to all pods with the label deployment is equal to product-catalog. Let's say in a namespace you have 5 pods and those 5 pods are having the label as deployment is equal to product-catalog in network 1. Okay. So the policy allows TCP traffic over port 8080 from ports whose label is role QA in the network 2 namespace. Now, how you can define these type of scenarios? Okay. So you need to create a network policy. Okay. What is the name of the network policy? Network-1 policy, because you are creating into network 1. Okay. In the specification, what I'm going to use, I'm going to use a pod selector. Okay. So the pod which are having the labels as deployment is equal to product-catalog. Okay. And ingress means where, from where you want to, or you want your traffic to come in. Okay. So let's say I want the traffic from my pod 1 to be allowed to reach to the pod 1 in the project A. Then here I will be trying to apply a ingress. Okay. And I will be defining the pod 1 and pod 2 labels. Okay. Inside this network policy. So from which namespace? Network 2. So we are creating this network policy in network 1 and we are trying to allow the traffic from network 2. That's why we have defined from namespace selector name equal to network 2. And from the network 2 namespace, which pods are allowed, okay, to communicate to your project A. So that we need to define over here, pod selector role equal to QA. Okay. So are you clear, guys, with this information, how we have defined it? Clear, Nagi, Manish, Ashish?
Yes.
Clear, Manish?
Sorry, my network disconnected. Sorry, I joined again.
Okay, I'm saying that you are creating this network policy in network 1, Manish. Okay.
Correct. Right.
Now, you are if you want to allow some traffic from network 2, then you have to define the ingress.
Right,
Now,
right. There is two type of policy, ingress or egress. So you what exactly to want to allow in the ingress traffic? What do you want to allow in the egress?
Egress
We have
traffic.
to correct.
Yes, we need to mention. Now, we want to allow the traffic from the pods in network 2, which are having the labels as role equal to QA. Got it?
Okay.
And these all the pods in the network 2, which is having the labels as role equal to QA, they can communicate to the pods of network 1, which are having the label as deployment of product-catalog. Clear? So this
Just
is
hold on. You are saying that whatever the in the ingress request, whatever the request coming from the pod with the match with the role is QA, right?
yes, from network 2.
From the network 2.
Yes,
Okay.
namespace we have defined now network 2.
Right. So we have different.
So they are allowed
Can
to
you-
communicate
can
to
you
the pods
describe
of
in-
network 1.
Okay, can you describe in that paint example one how to communicate? Example one, network as one pod is created with
This
the
particular
network.
pod is having the label as call role colon QA, and this is also role colon QA. This is also having the label as role colon QA. This is having the label as what label
So
it is having?
this role is should be part of the network source or a pod source, network pods product catalog.
Manish, this is a label, okay, which is applied on a pod. Whenever you create a pod, you apply label, na?
Right, absolutely.
That is just a label, okay?
Okay.
So this two pods are having these labels, and these two pods of project A is having these labels, okay? Now let's say there are pod 3 also and pod 4 also, okay, and they are having the label as Dev colon ENV, Dev colon ENV or EV, okay? Now I will try to create a network policy, and I will try to define an ingress that from the project B, what pods can communicate to project A pods, which are having the label as role colon QA. Okay, and they can communicate to which pods in project A, which are having the label as product hyphen catalog. Got it? Clear?
Okay.
So these two pods from project B can communicate to these two pods, which are having the label as product hyphen catalog. Got it? Clear, Manish?
Got it. Let's continue if I have any further query left.
Okay. Now this is the network 2 policy. Same ingress from namespace network 1. Okay. And we have also defined the pods. Ingress from namespace selector, match labels, pod selector, everything you can define. Clear? Now, over here, now, see, if a pod is matched by selected as one or more network policies, then the pod will only accept connections that are allowed by at least one of those network policies. That is common thing. A strict example is a policy to deny all ingress traffic to pods in your project. So traffic is blocked unless you also define an explicit policy that overrides this default behavior. Okay, means if you are not defining any network policy, means the traffic is always blocked. Okay, now you see network policy, default deny, and pod selector. Okay, if we are trying to create this particular network policy inside any of the project, then all the traffic will be denied from other projects. Now, one more example they have given. Kind network policy, allow from OpenShift hyphen ingress. Okay, pod selector, we have not defined any pod selector, means the traffic or the pods can communicate to any of the pod in a project where this network policy is created. So we have not defined any pod selector. We are not defining any labels over here. So all the pods. Ingress, from which namespace you want to allow the traffic in this particular namespace. From the namespace which is having the label as network.openshift.io policy group colon ingress. So let's say project B is having this label, and this network policy I'm creating in project A. Okay, then from the project B, all the pods can communicate to project A. Okay, because we have not defined any selector, any label, means it can communicate to all the pods. One more example they have given, kind network policy, allow from OpenShift monitoring, ingress from namespace selector, match labels is monitoring. Clear? Now,
can you do some this showcase on the lab something? Can you log in on the Kubernetes and show something how to do that?
Kubernetes पे तो नहीं होगा. Okay, I'll try on OpenShift. Okay. एक बार chapter complete कर लेते हैं. While doing exam practice, we will try to do this network policy example.
हाँ, correct. ठीक है जी.
I'll tell you one example that how to allow the traffic. Okay.
Right.
You can directly go inside a pod and you can ping the another prod of another project. Okay, they will be communicating
fine.
to each other. Now, referencing network policies, so lab network policy start. Let's understand this lab. OC login, OC new project. You all are pro with these commands, basic commands. OC new app, application name should be hello. Docker images we are trying to use is QA.io, Reddit training, hello world, and what is the tag? Version 1.0. Now, over here, OC new app, test Docker image, one more image we are creating. Now, so just a second. One application we have created with hello, one application we have created with test. Okay. OC expose service hello. Now, while exposing the service hello, the route will be created. Okay. Now it is saying that verify access to the hello pod with the OC RSH and curl command. So open a second terminal and run the script located at this particular location. This script provides information about the pod service and route used in the rest of the exercise. So it is giving us that pod name is hello and test. IP addresses of these two pods are these. Services name, services IP addresses, and the route which is created for the hello, that is this. Okay. And the target port, which is 8080. Clear? Now we are trying to do a SSH into this particular test pod. Okay, see, and we are trying to curl the hello pod, which is having the IPS 13. Okay, so from the test pod, we are trying to curl the hello pod on 8080. Now see, it is giving you the reply. Means the pods inside a project can communicate to each other. Got it? Guys, are you clear with this command, Manish?
Yes, yes, that is fine, but so they are just doing the curl things from the one port to the another port, right?
Which are in the same project. Okay.
Okay.
Now, they are saying that two pods in a project can communicate to each other. Okay. Now see, now you are trying to curl the service, okay, of the hello application. That is also reachable. Hello world. Now
this is from the same project, so it should be reachable, na?
Yeah, they are in the same project. Okay.
Right.
Now see, now what they are doing, they are trying to create another project, Manish. Okay.
Okay.
Network test. Clear? Now they have deployed an application sample app. Clear? So one project is what? One project is your network policy. Clear? And one project is what? Your network test. Clear?
Test.
Now, so we have deployed the one application in network test. Now, after that, same application, same script you are trying to run, and they are giving that one pod is there. Now, what we are trying to do, we are trying to do a curl from the sample app to the hello pod.
Just so when we created a new project called network test, so we are on the network test project right now, right? So from the network test project, now we are doing the OC RSH sample. We have created a new one on the same project, right?
Yes. And from that pod, you are trying to connect the hello pod, which is present in another project.
Okay, but just hold on, just go up. That sample IP is we have created a
sample pod. This is 10.8.0.13 is the IP address of this particular pod.
Okay, sorry. I just go. Okay, fine. So 10.8.0.13, right? Come down on the same line.
Clear?
So okay. So we are going to doing the login into sample pod, and from there, and we are running curl 10.8.0.0 of the other network different project, right? 8080
yes.
and
They are able to communicate.
They are able to communicate, right?
Now it is saying that from the network policy project, create the deny all network policy. Okay.
So from the network policy, we have to change the policy of the that project, right?
So now we
That's
are
network
switching to
test.
network policy project.
Okay, we're going to the back of that hello project, right?
Yes. Now we
Okay.
are going into some folder and we are trying to create a network policy with deny all and pod selector. Got it?
So okay, for that part, I have to remember these all the things to create a YAML file for that, or they will
Yes,
provide a
yes,
sample
yes.
file.
Or you can copy from internet. Okay.
No, during exam I will get the access of internet.
No. In the exam, there is no question of network policy.
Okay.
And actually, the 4.5 book has been updated actually a little bit. Okay. So
Okay.
3 more topics are there. So I am not sure about the paper. Okay. But I think paper is same. I will confirm with some guy. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So now OC create -m delayout.tml means you have created a network policy. Clear?
So
Now,
we have created a new deny.all YAML file, right?
and we have not defined any pod selector, means there is no pod. Okay.
Okay. So by default, it's okay. Name is deny all. By default, so it's allow all.
By default, it's allow all. Okay.
So when we selecting a pod selector blank, that means every pod have a selector allowed to communicate with that pod, right? For that particular network policy.
No. In pod selector, we have not defined any label. Means all are denied, na?
Okay, so if we are defining a blank one, so it's denying all. Is it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Now,
If I delete that pod selector part,
it will not be created actually. Okay.
It's not be created. Okay. No, if I will give that particular bracket on the spec level, so it means it will create it, na?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So it means there is no putting any we can say call this कि हम उस पे कुछ भी नहीं लगा रहे, right? No port selector parameter is implemented, so it will allow all in that scenario.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
If we are giving the port selector and giving the bracket, that means that value has denying all. We have to enter some value in that part. Correct?
No. If you are not defining anything, means no pod can communicate to any pod inside your stack.
Understand. So if I giving that pod selector as not a blank, as these two brackets only. So it means you have to give some value in that, otherwise it will deny all the things. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Now you have created the network policy. Okay. And you are trying to curl the hello network policy grep hello. Okay. Now you are trying to do a
ऊपर करना है. मैं ये बेसिक बकवास सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ कि ऊपर अच्छा, जस्ट हम एक ओसी क्रिएट डैश एफ, जो हम कोई भी एक YAML फाइल चलाते हैं, ओसी क्रिएट करके वो पर्टिकुलर YAML चलाएगी, तो वो अगर मेरा काइंड जो भी काइंड होगा उसमें जाके वो अपडेट हो जाएगा. इज इट राइट?
Yes, Manish, that will be created. This is how we create pods, na?
नहीं, राइट मैं बकवास सवाल पूछा है, सॉरी.
ये तो मतलब वाली बात हो गई कि
नहीं वही
you are asking who is wrong.
सही में वही सवाल था, वही है.
ठीक है, कोई ना, होता है. I also, मेरे साथ भी होता है. Now, OC RSH, you are trying to do a SSH in test. ठीक है? So from the test, you are trying to curl the hello pod. Clear?
Correct.
It is terminated because
so this is the same this is the test pod which we created in the network test project. Correct?
Yes.
So we are logging into that test project and logging into the pod and call the different project of hello. So that is giving the terminated. And if I if I tried from the network policy of the different project, that is .14, it should be done.
Yes, it
Be
should be
allowed.
done because we have not defined the network policy in that project now.
Correct. Right.
Now you're trying to go in the network project test and you are trying to SSH. Terminate it. That's
Network test. Okay. That is also not allowed.
Yes. Now, create a network policy to allow traffic to the hello pod in the network policy namespace from the sample app pod in the network test namespace. Got it?
Wait. Create a network policy to allow to the all hello pod in the network policy namespace from the sample app in the network test namespace. Okay.
नेटवर्क टेस्ट प्रोजेक्ट में सैंपल ऐप वाले पॉड से आप नेटवर्क पॉलिसी वाले प्रोजेक्ट में हेलो पॉड से कम्युनिकेट करना चाहते हो तो आपको एक नेटवर्क पॉलिसी डिफाइन करनी पड़ेगी ना
सैंपल ऐप मेरा जो हेलो है और सैंपल ऐप है
hello
Sample
pod
app
is
is a part
created
of the
in this
network
project
test.
and
Is it?
sample app pod is created in this network test project.
Correct. Hello is a part of the network policy.
Yes.
These two pods, ठीक है? These two pods are respective. Okay, ठीक है. और उसके बाद वो क्या कह रहा है? Then इसको communicate कराना आपस में all करके.
Yes. So we are trying to create a network policy, na?
Okay.
So in the pod selector, we have defined the label, and in the ingress, from which namespace you want to allow the traffic from the
Network test. So project
and
name
from
or network
which
test.
particular pod, which is having the label as
Sample lab. Okay.
and 8080 TCP. Now OC create hyphen and network policy hyphen F allow a specific YAML.
एक बार वहां जाना जहां पे आपके वो दो आईपी पूरी .sh फाइल थी, दो आईपी लिखे हुए थे. ओके. इसमें सैंपल वाला दिखाना है, मुझे सैंपल वाला याद नहीं आ रहा. सैंपल वाला कहाँ था? सैंपल वाला. ओके. ये मेरा जो नेटवर्क टेस्ट के अंदर सैंपल था. एक जो हमने जो एक इसमें टेस्ट का दिखा रहे हैं, टेस्ट वाला वो कौन सा है? जो अभी टेस्ट वाला किसके अंदर है?
Brother, in the network test you have the sample app pod.
एब्सोल्युटली. एक आप नीचे दिखाओगे, अगर एक टेस्ट करके ऐप वो बना हुआ था. हम टेस्ट से ट्राई कर रहे थे SSH. What does that mean? हाँ, ये क्या है? ये टेस्ट this one.
There is a test pod na in the network project pod. See, two pods are there. One is hello, one is test. They are in the same name.
Got it. Test and hello is a part of the same project and sample is a part of network test. Okay.
Yes.
Fine. तो एक मिनट, कुछ भी अगर जब हमने उसको डिनाई ऑल किया, then my test should not be communicated with the hello as well.
No, Manish. All the pods can communicate to each other inside the same project. Test and hello are the part of the same project, ना?
एक बार दिखाओ उसी में जो अब हम SSH करके जब उसके बाद वो दिखा रहे थे, ये वाला. तो ये यहाँ पे एग्जिट क्यों हुआ?
What? Test?
Test is a test will pinging the call the hello one, correct?
Yes.
तो it should be communicated ना. तो ये एग्जिट क्यों हुआ?
One second. Deny all.
Sample से तो sample I understand. Sample and hello is a different projects.
No, they have given this thing wrong according to me. Okay, it should communicate. Clear?
It should communicate, na? That's why I'm confusing.
It
that
should actually. They have given the wrong thing over here. Okay. But they are saying verify that the test pod can no longer access the IP address of the hello pod. Why? Because they are in the same project.
That's why.
Okay, we'll verify this. Okay.
Please. Yes.
About this, okay?
Maybe I think.
According to me, it's not possible. Okay.
It should be communicable with the same project.
Yes. Yeah, with the same project.
And the same, and then the subnet is also same. Only last IP is different. It should be
Yes,
communicable.
yes. It is IP is
Correct.
13 and the test is
Correct.
there. Okay. No
So it
issues.
should be communicable. I think you just verify that part. No problem.
Yes. Now, so
So now we creating a new
network
new
policy.
policy with the allow one, and
OC get network policy, allow a specific port selector is deployment hello. Okay. Now,
we have created a new policy. Then we have also get new network policy or namespace in network policy. ठीक है, इसमें आपको allow specific हमने वहाँ पे define किया, and port selector is hello. ठीक है, correct.
now as an admin user, label the network test namespace with the name network test. So we are trying to apply a label on a namespace network test, and the label is name equal to.
ठीक है, network test is label देना है, और we just
Because see, you are allowing the traffic from the namespace which is having the label as
network test.
but we have not applied the label on the namespace now.
Okay.
So we have to apply over here, right? Now, OC describe namespace label has been applied, Manish, Ashish, Nagy.
So we are describing the namespace network test. Then we got the
Yes.
okay. Then we log in into developer. Okay.
Now we are trying to log in with the developer. Okay, you can ignore these type of commands. Okay, they just try to confuse. Actually, you can log in with the admin and you can do everything. Why to switch user every
Understand.
time? Yeah. Now OCRSH from the sample app, you are trying to curl the hello pod.
One.
See, it is
Yes,
working.
it should. Yes, it's allowed.
From the
should be
sample
allowed.
app, you are trying to curl
With a different port.
with a different
Yes.
port. It is
Correct.
not allowed.
It should be correct.
Because we have defined the port number now in the network policy.
8080. We have defined the 8080 port number only.
Yeah. Now, we are trying to ping the 14 test app. See, it is also not allowed.
It's a reverse one, na? So because just we are
From the sample app, we are trying to
Yes,
communicate
from
with
the
the hello
network test
pod. That
one,
is
correct.
okay. But we are trying to communicate with test. That is not okay. Okay.
Because the label, yes, the different label is there.
Different.
Right?
Yes.
Correct.
Now create a network policy to allow traffic. Man, it is really there. Policy to allow traffic to the hello pod from the exposed route. Okay. Now, use a text editor to replace the change me values in the hello from. This is a YAML. Okay. So we are trying to change something over here. So see, from the network policy project, we have created this network policy inside this project, and we are trying to allow the traffic from the namespace which is having the label as network OpenShift IO policy group colon ingress. Got it?
Correct.
Now, in your OpenShift, if you have an ingress project which is having this label, so traffic from that particular namespace will be allowed. Clear? Now, OC create network policy -f allow from ingress.yaml. Now, OC get network policies. So allow a specific we have created for the sample pod or sample project network test, and one policy we have created for the OpenShift ingress project. Okay. Now OC logging with admin, we are trying to apply a label on the default namespace as network.OpenShift policy group is equal to ingress. And now try to curl it. It is allowed. That's it.
We are just curling from the outside of the cluster, correct?
Yes.
We are just allowing the all traffic of incoming traffic to that particular port, correct?
Yes.
From the because the router is the way to enter
Router
the
is created into the different project, na?
correct. Okay.
Yeah. CD. Finish. This lab you can do. Okay.
यार कौशल इसमें चैलेंज ये है कि ये जो YAMLs अपडेट करनी पड़ेंगे, YAMLs बनानी पड़ेंगी, इसका रेफरेंसेस हमें मिलेगा कैसे, मतलब वो पेपर में कैसे होगा, वो मैं जस्ट आई वांट टू आस्क दैट पार्ट.
See, in the paper, you will be having a OpenShift documentation. Okay.
OpenShift
You can
documentation.
see
Okay.
there, but I will suggest you to not go for that option. Okay. Because
It is
the
very
exam
difficult
system
to.
is really very slow. Okay. And you have a limited time. Okay. There are 16 questions. Clear?
Okay.
Yes.
So
And by default,
just
till here,
just remember.
right now, there is no question of network policy. But I will confirm with some guy. If there is a question, I will try to give you the solution. Okay.
No, understand. So your suggestion is that just remember the whatever the example जो हम उसमें करते हैं लोकल यूजर्स में हम वो जाके बनाते हैं STT पासवर्ड का सारा वो हम याद करके रखें अपने पास, right?
Yes, you have to remember limit range and everything. Okay, I will tell you what you need to remember. Okay.
Okay.
Now, controlling pod scheduling. Now, pod scheduling is a very easy topic. Very easy topic. Okay. What do you mean by scheduler, guys? Nagy, tell me.
It schedules depends upon the resource available.
Yeah. Ashish?
Yeah, it's like a jobs, scheduling the jobs.
No. See, in your OpenShift, okay, Manish, you say what exactly the scheduler is?
So scheduler is what I understand that whatever the resources we want to acquire, he just has a and we can call as a
defines the best fit
intelligence to share the best possible resources to the pod.
Yes, best possible node for the pod.
Best possible node for correct.
Let's say you have these two nodes. Okay, this is your worker 1 and this is your worker 2. This is also having 16 GB of RAM. This is also having 16 GB of RAM. And now you are trying to create a pod. Okay, API version v1 kind pod metadata name equal to Apache and specification containers name Apache and image Apache. Now see, when you will be creating this pod, where it will be created? Scheduler will try to create this on the node which is having the highest resources. Okay. Now, according to this situation, both the worker nodes are having 16 GB of RAM. So it can create on worker 1 also and worker 2 also. Okay. Now, till here, are you clear, guys?
Right. That is clear.
Now, let's say you want to create this pod on worker 1 only. Then what you can use? You can try to give a node name, okay, which is, let's say, node1.kushal.com. So now you are trying to tell scheduler that I need to create this pod on node1.kushal.com. Clear? So it will always be created on node 1. Got it?
That is fine.
Clear?
That is clear. So is when you are giving the label name on the node level, so it will find that in that particular available resources of that node label.
I am giving the direct name of the node, Manish, not labels.
Okay, directly node name.
Node selector you are talking about.
Okay.
In the node selector, you can give your label that I need to create this pod on a node which is having the label as disk:/SSD.
Okay. So if you want to,
this is having the label as disk:/SSD and this is the having label as disk:/SATA. So it will always be created on worker 1. Got it?
Correct.
So these are the two types of scheduling the algorithms. Okay. Number one is node name, and number 2 is node selector.
Selector.
Now, so filtering nodes, okay, the scheduler filters the list of running nodes by evaluating each node against a set of predicates such as availability of host port, whether a pod can be scheduled to a node experiencing either disk or memory pressure, okay. Additionally, a pod can define a node selector that matches the label in the cluster node, and nodes whose label do not match are not eligible, okay. One more thing, that is the 10-10 toleration, okay. Now, third is 10-10 toleration. Now, this is very important, guys. 10-10 toleration. Clear? Let's say you have this 4 nodes, guys. Okay. One is your worker 1, one is your worker 2, one is your worker 3, one is your worker 4. On this node, you have 16 GB of memory, 50 GB of SSD. Okay. Over here, you have 500 GB of SSD and 32 GB of RAM. Over here, you have 500 GB of and 64 GB of RAM. And over here, you have 2 TB storage plus 256 GB of RAM. Now, according to this, which worker node is having the highest resources? Ashish, worker 4?
Yes, correct.
Now, let's say you are trying to deploy an application as Apache. Now, if you are not defining any node name or node selector, it is possible that scheduler can deploy the pods of Apache on worker 4, right or no? Manish?
Sorry, question come again. If you want to spawn the Apache pod.
No, I am saying that let's say you have these 4 worker nodes.
Correct.
Worker 4 is a very high-end machine, okay?
Right.
Now, if you are trying to deploy a Apache pod, what scheduler will do? Scheduler will try to deploy this particular pod on worker 4, right? Because it is having the highest resources.
It depends upon the what exactly the resources required by the Apache pod as well. What are the specifications required? So it
No. If you are not defining any scheduling algorithm, scheduler will always try to deploy the pod on the node which is having the highest resources. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the default behavior of that
Scheduler.
Kubernetes or OpenShift scheduler, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, second thing, let's say you are trying to deploy a MySQL application. For this particular pod also, it can select worker 4, right? Now, for these 2 applications, I don't want my scheduler to schedule pod on worker 4. Okay. How can I do that? I don't want my scheduler to schedule pod on worker 4. Okay.
I think that part we have discussed in the Kubernetes discussion. There's this part. If you want to understand, yes, there is one parameter we need to put on that particular server.
We will try to apply a
tent. Okay.
Now, if you have applied a tent on worker 4, then scheduler will never try to schedule any pod on worker 4. Okay.
Correct.
But now let's say you are having an application as Java. Okay, which is a very heavy application. Now for this application only, you want to use your worker 4. Okay. Then while deploying this particular pod, what you will give? You will give the toleration. Got it?
Toleration parameter on that.
Yes. So for only Java pod, scheduler will try to schedule that pod on worker 4. Okay.
Okay.
So that is the 10-10 toleration. So see, this type of tent we have applied no schedule. This is the effect actually. Okay. Now, And yeah, one more thing. Whenever you schedule any pod, why they are not scheduled on the master node, guys? Because master node is having what? Taint. Got it?
Okay. Okay. So by default, master nodes has the if
Taint.
tent. Okay. In the normal scenario where the defining as a master and worker node as a same part, then in that scenario the tent part is removed from that configuration, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, one more thing you have over here, which is affinity and anti-affinity. Okay.
Right.
Number 4. Now, what is affinity and anti-affinity? Let me tell you a very good example, guys. Let's say you have these 6 worker nodes, okay? Now, you want to deploy your Apache pod, okay? Now, and you want to create the replicas is equal to 3. Now, tell me, is there any possibility that scheduler can create 2 replicas on the same worker node? Yes or no?
Yes, in that
Can?
particular with the particular what we are given that on that all the three pods are running on the W1 as well.
It can possible now.
Yes, yes.
Obviously, if it is possible, then I will not be having high availability. If my worker node 1 goes down, then all the pods of Apache will be going down.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So what I want my scheduler to schedule the 3 replicas of the Apache pod on 3 different worker nodes, right? So for that, what I will try to define anti-affinity. Anti-affinity means schedule the pods or do not schedule 2 pods on same node. Got it? So now according to this rule, one Apache pod will be here, one Apache pod will be here, maybe one Apache pod is the worker 5, right? Are you clear, guys, with the anti-affinity?
Yes, yes.
Yes, I think me and Neki already working on that part, yeah, telco part. So telco part, all the application is working on the same scenario in the VM level.
Obviously, I will not try to create all the virtual machine for the same application on the same
Right,
hypervisor. Okay.
right.
I will try to create them on separate hypervisors. Clear?
I think Neki, you are aware of that, right? We are doing
Yes,
in
in VMware, yes,
Yes.
in
Now,
VMware we create cluster
yeah.
on separate.
Now let's say you want to create a MySQL pod. Now there are 2 conditions. Pods of MySQL should not be scheduled on the same node. Okay. Here, 2 pods of MySQL should not be scheduled on. Now for that, what you can do? Can you apply an anti-affinity rule? But it is possible that the scheduler can create a MySQL pod over here, and over here, right?
correct.
Now, what you want, the second condition is you want your MySQL pod to be scheduled on the node which is having one Apache pod, so that we will not be having any latency. Okay. So for this, when you try to schedule the pods close to each other, what rule you will use? Affinity. Okay. And according to the affinity rule, one MySQL pod will be created here, one MySQL pod will be created here, and one MySQL pod will be created here. So anti-affinity means the pod will not be scheduled close to each other, and affinity means pods will be scheduled close to each other. Got it, guys?
Got it.
Okay.
Yes.
Anti-affinity, affinity, and selecting the best fit node. Now, scheduling and topology. So they are trying to give you an example of the labels actually. Okay. Let's say Amazon Web Services has a region in Northern Virginia, which is having almost 6 availability zone, guys. Another region, Ohio, which is having 3 availability zone. Okay. Each availability zone can contain multiple data centers. So what we are trying to do here, we are trying to apply the label. On the node 1, let's say this particular node 1 belongs to region US West 1. So we have applied this label. And on the node 1, we have also applied one more label, which is zone US West 1A, which is the availability zone. On node 3, we have applied this label. Node 7, node 5 are having the label as region equal to US East 1. And individually, they are having the label as 1A and 1B. Okay. So this is how you can apply the labels on the multiple nodes, and you can try to schedule the pods. Now, let's say I'm giving, or I'm telling scheduler to schedule the pod on a worker node which is having this and this label. Then where it will be scheduled? On node 1 and node 2, right? So this is how you can apply labels. Labeling nodes, OC label node 1, this. If you want to overwrite. If you want to remove the label, you just need to write the same key and you just need to write a minus or a hyphen sign. Okay, so label will be removed. Now, show labels, OC get node, hyphen show labels, all labels will be shown over here. OC get node, hyphen capital L if you only want to see values of the key on all the nodes. Then only write the key over here. And what is the value of this key on all the nodes? US West 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Clear? Hyphen L, hyphen L, hyphen L. We have used this in Kubernetes. Now, labeling machine sets. This topic I will cover later. What are machine sets actually? I think I've already told you that machine sets are same as the replica set. Okay, like the way replica set manages the number of replicas of pods, as the same way machine sets is managing the number of worker nodes inside your cluster. Okay, and your worker node is called as a machine. Okay, so OC get machines hyphen OY, two machines you are having. OC get machine set, desired is 1, current is 1, ready is 1. Okay, you can also edit the machine set to apply the label on all the machines, like the way you do in the replica set. Now, controlling pod placement. So, are you clear with this option, guys? Node selector.
Right. That is you have.
Configuring a node selector for a project. Now, one more beautiful option you have. See, we are trying to apply a node selector on the new project. Okay, means whatever pods you will try to create in this project, they will always be going to schedule on the server which is having the tier equal to 1 label. Okay, so this is also one very beautiful command OpenShift has given. Okay, now scaling the number of pod replicas. OC scale hyphen replicas is equal to 3. Deployment my app. Clear with this command?
Yes.
And that is the lab. We are trying to.
आपके पास अपनी lab नहीं है इसकी OpenShift की? You can run these things.
No. OC new project, schedule pods. We are trying to deploy an application, exposing the service. We are trying to scale it. Replicas is equal to 4. Now see, 4 replicas has been created. Now these 4 replicas are scheduled on master 02, master 01, master 03 and master 01. Okay. Now we are trying to log in with admin user and we are trying to apply a label on a node. Okay, which is have environment equal to dev and environment equal to prod, master 2 and master 1. So 2 labels we have applied on nodes. And now see OC get nodes hyphen and ELV. This master 01 is having the dev value of env key, and master 2 is having the label as environment equal to prod. Now we are trying to logging with developer and we are trying to edit the deployment. Now inside deployment, we are trying to use node selector. Once you are writing this node selector into as environment colon dev, see all the pods are scheduled on master 01 because only master 01 is having the label as environment colon dev. That's it.
Kaushal, my question is that if you just go up and see where the output of that label is showing, yeah, this one. So let's suppose we have 5 worker nodes and I have applied 1, 3 or 5 with the dev environment, right, label, correct? Or I have now rerunning the deployment file, okay? So then in that file, I'm not giving any node selector, okay?
Yes.
So where should it reside?
On any node.
It should reside on the dev as well?
Yeah, it can be scheduled on the dev also. Okay. By default, there are a lot of labels which are by default apply on the worker node. Scheduler doesn't care about that.
So that is not mandatory to host only dev who will send the request with the dev node selector only. It can become
If you are giving node selector as environment colon dev, it will always be scheduled on
this one. If I'm not giving any
it can be scheduled on any of the worker node.
Okay.
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 Logging with the developer user. Yeah, this is, we have done this. Now we are trying to remove the label from the node. Now the schedule pod TS projects contains an application that runs only.
I will do one thing because in the lab we have 3 worker node, right?
Yes.
So I will give the node selector on the each node, right? And I will run the one deployment file with the change the replica from 3 to 4 or 1 to 2, and I'm not giving any node selector, so it should be reside on the any one of that, right?
Yes.
This is the way we test that, right?
Yes. Now this particular project is containing the application which only runs on the node which are having client equal to ACME. Okay. Now we have logging with the developer. We have given in going into the project. We are saying get pods is pending. Now what can be the error, guys? While you are describing the pod, see what is the node selector over here, guys? Client equal to ACME. But what is exactly the label on the node? Client equal to ACME. What is the difference? Client equal to ACME label one node is having, Manish. Okay. ACME is capital and you are giving the node selector as small. Will it work? नोड पे लेबल क्लाइंट इक्वल टू कैपिटल में ACME लिखा हुआ है और सेलेक्टर में आप यहाँ पे छोटा ACME दे रहे हो.
Yes, it should be same as whatever the giving that.
Yes, it is in the pending state. Now you are trying to edit the deployment and you are trying to change the label. Okay.
Okay.
And see, it is scheduled running. Lab finish. Now we will try it tomorrow. Okay, limiting resource usage by an application. You can do the labs. Okay, now